Hello and welcome to the Kristin Carrera podcast. I am Kristin. Welcome back if you've been following along. And if you are new, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, follow along, and comment. Where are you on your health journey? I would love to know all the deets, so make sure to leave them below with any questions that you may have that you want me to help answer. So today, I just want to go back a little bit and talk to you about why I started the carnivore diet. And I think I need to get back to my why. I've deviated a little bit with being sick for the last month, with the holidays. And I want to say that if you have deviated a little bit, don't be so hard on yourself and just jump back in. Some people want to know, how do you just jump back in? Is there like this a magic trick about it? No, just do it. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm diving back into carnivore, getting back to my roots, because I feel that I felt my best when I was a little stricter than what I have been doing lately. And so really, I have just been so out of it because I got sick right before my birthday. I got this really, really bad sinus cold. And then that trickled down to getting my period, which then trickled to be catching the flu for my son. And as you can hear, I'm still very much congested. I still feel out of it. And I think it also has a lot to do with the fact that I haven't been as strict as I normally am on the carnivore. I want to blame it just on feeling bad, like having this cold that I can't get rid of. But at the same time, I just had to take a seat back the other day and be honest with myself and ask myself, is it 100% this cold, or is it a mix of this cold and the fact that I have deviated a little bit from the carnivore journey? And so I think that it definitely has to do with both. I think that I am sick. I was going to probably get sick anyways because I got sick being pretty strict, other than maybe having the one cheat meal for Thanksgiving, which was a month prior. So I don't think that that had anything to do with me getting sick. Um, but now it's just kind of trickled down. And I felt a little off today. My neck is hurting again. So the inflammation is there. I made an appointment with my chiropractor, hoping to get that area fixed, and just feeling off. And I don't like that feeling. I really just don't. I feel a little anxious. I feel achy still. My body still feels achy. I feel tired, which could be due to the fact that I haven't slept very well because of my neck pain. So it is hard to really say that it's 100% my nutrition, because it's not like, when I say deviate, I'm not eating a sad diet. Like, I'm not back into like full blown eating everything in sight. Most of my meals are still very much carnivore, but I've deviated in the sense of we ordered in for my birthday because I was sick. We ordered in on Christmas Eve because I was sick. I recently, for family dinner, we ordered in food that I normally wouldn't eat. And other than that, pretty much have just stuck to my way of eating. I did also make my grandfather's soup that I love, and I talked to you guys about that. I was very open and honest. I was craving that comfort food when I had the flu. And so now I am just like craving carnivore for some reason. And I think it's my body's way of telling me that you need to get back to it, Kristin. You need to get back to what you know works and what makes you feel good, because I don't like feeling this offness, and I don't know how to explain it, but that this achiness in my body and this um, tiredness, that fatigue that I used to get, is kind of like what I felt like I was feeling again. And I don't want that. So it is crazy to see how nutrition can truly, truly affect your body and your everyday life, because I'm seeing it in myself by having these little tiny cheat meals in between. And so, do I regret it? No, it is what it is. I am not one to regret. I think that we do things in life, we make our choices, and we live with them. And so now I just know what I want to do going forward, right? I want to get back to eating the way that I want to eat, eating the food that truly, truly makes me feel good. And that is the carnivore way. So, diving back into carnivore, one of the main reasons, one of my biggest whys was that I had depression for 8 years. And I told the doctors about it. A lot of it was pushed to being partially part of my postpartum after having my kids. At one point, it was because of my thyroid, but then my thyroid was leveled out with medication. And so they were saying that that's not why I was getting anxiety and feeling depressed. And so there was just really no answers. And it wasn't until I went carnivore that I fully felt that shift in my body and in my mind where I wasn't feeling depressed every day. And that is what keeps me going on this way of eating, because I do not ever want to feel the way that I felt those last 8 years. Um, the other thing that I had really bad fatigue, I had brain fog, I had my thyroid issue, I was diagnosed with Graves' disease, I have microscopic colitis since my early 20s, inflammation, felt bloated almost every single night, really, really bad. And a lot of these things have been um, fixed, whatever word you want to use, cured, I don't know, but, or in remission, whatever it is that you want to call it. But I feel amazing on carnivore. I have so much more energy. I don't have that brain fog. I don't feel like that midday crash like I felt yesterday after me not being so strict, like I said. And I just know that changing my nutrition truly changed my life. And I don't say that by taking it lightly, because when I was feeling depressed, when I had those depressed episodes, the only thing that kept me going was my family. Knowing that I had to be here for my kids, knowing that I had to be here for my husband, for the rest of my family, and knowing that I needed to keep going, even though there were times that I wanted to crawl under my covers and stay there, even though there were times that I would just start crying out of nowhere, and the sadness that entered my body, I could not just push away. And so knowing that and knowing how I feel now on carnivore, not having that depression anymore, is what truly, truly keeps me going. I also don't want to feel that heavy fog and that tiredness that I've been feeling yesterday and today. And so, what is the best why for you to do such a drastic change in your nutrition? Only you know that. Only you know your why. I'm sharing with you my why and why I went carnivore and why I continue to do carnivore. And these are my reasons. And I can't give you yours. You have to find your way, you have to find your why. And I also think that we are all so different. What works for my body might not work for you, and you have to find your path. You have to find your way and what works for you. But I think that starting a carnivore journey is the beginning of figuring all of that out. Whether you do carnivore forever or not, it is truly the start line of, this is my journey on getting healthier. And this is where I'm going to start, and let's see where this ends. And so for me, I know that my end is more than likely going to be on a carnivore side of this journey. I don't think that I'm going to be uber strict carnivore or go do the lion diet like I did. I did that 30-day lion diet challenge. It did not work for me. Um, but I do think that I'm slowly finding what works for me and what foods are harmful for me. And I think that that is part of anybody's journey. I think that if you are smart enough, open minded enough to truly see and learn about nutrition and learn what affects your body and what doesn't, you are going to go far starting a carnivore journey. So, are you new to carnivore? Leave that in the comments below. And if you've been carnivore, what have you healed? I would love to hear those stories so that I can share them with our audience as well, because I think that it's so important for other people to truly hear what carnivore has done for others. And if it didn't work for you, why do you think it did not work for you? I would love to hear that too, because I think that it's a great conversation. I think that we need to be more open in conversations and not let everything affect us so much. I think that when we live in the internet world of social media, we tend to take things so seriously. And there are so many people who are so judgmental out there that it distracts us from doing something that can be so wonderful for our lives. And so take a seat back today, take a moment to write down your why, think about your why, remind yourself of your why and why you were on this journey. I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I will see you again on the next podcast.